Hello, my name is Teva, and today we are going to present the mini proposal workshop templates. What does it mean is that we had a proposal funded in Fund 9, which our goal is to help to create a framework and like educational material, resources, questions, which will help people to guide how to ideate on proposal requirements and impact of that. And today we are going to go into chapter 1, 2, and 3 to basically test the session templates. I'm going to at the start of every chapter, I'm going to give a brief introduction what it's about. But overall, we're going to have 10 chapters total regarding problem ideation, solution ideation, proposal title ideation. Then we're going to look into team roles this kind of proposal would need, what is the proposal type, their stakeholders, their success, key performance measurements and indicators. Then finally, we look into mapping experience flow of the customer journey and also the potential delivery roadmap for the proposal itself. And last, we will be estimating all these steps to create the proposal budget. Yeah, so let's get into the first chapter.
That sounds good, man.
In the first chapter, you will find guiding questions. So what problem do you see? And then there's a room to ideate on all the problems you think you would want to address, what you think is impactful to work on. And from that, after the selection, you make a list of these problems. Hopefully, it would be better for you to do it with somebody else, so it could bounce ideas back and forth. And finally, we reach a point. This is the problem statement or problem I would want to work on. And then we're going to go into root cause analyzing and ask, why is the selected problem a problem? And then you're going to get another set of reasons why this problem is an actual problem and why it's needed. And you can do it in this form. We added like 3 steps into it, but you can add as many as you think you need. But you will probably wind up in either in a circle. So, but it's good. This Mara board is a good tool to kind of visualize that. Once you have selected the problem, and you know this is the problem you're going to working on, the goal is to turn it into problem statement. And then when you have that sentence out, make sure it is actually a statement and not a solution or a question. And this statement will be displayed on the Catalyst voting app, even if they don't open your proposal. So it's the most important statement you can do in order to get the voter or assessor looking at your proposal. Finally, once you have this done, there is added an exercise of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where we will look and where you will be allocating percents of what kind of needs this kind of problem statement would address. If you want to read more details about that, there is in the corner a link to more of the resources about that. While we are working on ideating on this proposal problems, there is also a section here where you will put links to the proof of the problem or some extra resources which you wouldn't capture all of that into like a sticky note, but you would need a file of that. Yeah, now we start ideating on and actually using the proposal or the template itself. Any questions, Dennis?
Nope, it's all good.
All right. So I did prepare something for us, and which is only one sticky note. This is a problem we were addressing when we created this proposal to create these templates and these workshops. Proposers don't have the experience to make their proposal understandable to voters. What other problems you think we are addressing with this kind of educational courses? I'm wondering, like, perhaps it could be that proposers don't have the experience to write proposals. Or even think about proposals.
Yeah, sure.
May not have the experience to write proposals or know what is required information to finance proposal. Maybe that's it more detailed.
Yeah, maybe one more thing is that they don't know how to make those proposals purposeful and easily digestible. So it's not that long-winded, it's more like straight to the point.
Yeah. This is the last, yeah, that's, I think that, yeah, basically all of these three are quite similar, but here I think adding this financial element to that is, could be quite interesting, because in the end, what we are doing here, if we select a proposal or like a product or solution for a project or a problem, then if we can trust that the proposal, everything what is written on a proposal, we can trust that, yeah, if you select it, it's well calculated, it's meaningful, and it's correct price, like the trust is there. So I think another thing what we could do with proposals is to express that this proposal will be executed if it does get funded.
Is it a problem?
Yeah, good question. Is the problem? All right. So let's root cause analyze that. Why is it a problem? It's a problem if you see a proposal and you select it. Yes, we need this solution, and you pay for that proposal, but then the proposal is failed, like there, and it's failed because there was, let's say there was a team, but they didn't have a plan, because an idea of a proposal was to write a plan, but the plan was, if we get money, we'll think up what is the plan to solve this issue. And like the proposal, if it has all the starting points, then it should be possible to read the proposal and assess it, that what this proposal is going to do, what it needs, and then it doesn't matter who is the team, but you could then you could actually like think the proposal is an asset to everybody. This is a solution. When you have a similar problem, you have option to take that proposal and execute on that. Although actually no, proposal is, yeah, that's a good question. When starts a proposal and when start like a project plan and like a project management, like a huge task list. So is that problem? What you think? Would that be a problem, or proposal should be more relaxed in a sense that it just tries to ideate, and innovate in a sense that it doesn't require to have full understanding how complex it actually is going to be.
So do you mean like proposers don't know everything that goes into making a successful proposal, and this workshop help with all the chapters, it helps to make sense of that, like everything what goes into the project. Do you mean that?
Like basically yes, but then this also I think comes back to the all the educational understanding. Yeah, I guess it's still a better look on these three, because then we turn it into like an educational thing more, and not because I was now understanding that if we go this finance route, then we're not making proposals to proposers or not, but we are more moving towards to a system which just provides like a proposal generators basically. Like just an asset. Every solution is a code in a paper in a system, but not yet fully developed. But yeah, this gets a very inception, I think, when you think about
Inception.
like, okay, how using the work we have created to make it even more like detailed, and perhaps there is the crux that how much detail do you need in proposal? Like how far deep we need to go, because you don't want to spend too much time on planning everything out and then people finding out now that is actually not needed. Like there is another solution for that, or like the idea that there could be even better solution, which is not even that detailed. Yeah, and then it's just wasting time to write these proposals.
I don't know, because planning is usually a good idea. And also the voters, like they want the voting guidelines are pretty specific. Like
voting guidelines are not like specific in a sense. I don't know. The only thing that they have to just get into an app and choose whatever they like or dislike.
I mean, I'm talking about the funding.
Proposal guides.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. So in the end, you're still gonna have to do some kind of planning. But I think to counter that, the more you do these types of proposals, the more overlap you will see. Like, and you will learn how to combine, like from some previous proposal you did, oh, this is same section, like, or same budget, for example, yeah, planning and yeah, basically simple same measurements, and you can like copy paste some same roles, for example, same requirement, like same purpose for the roles. So the first time is just going to be a complicated one. Yeah. I was wondering, like, one thing we're doing here is that we always mention proposers. They have an issue, but perhaps the proposer itself is not an issue, but we could change it around and say that project catalyst funding round does not have a lot of good proposals. That's maybe hit against those who, but yeah, like how could we dehumanize the issue to have any in a way that like that there is no certain person on that, but it's a system's fault. Is that a way?
It's the system's fault?
Yeah, like you saying proposal guides are very specific what is required. So this forces complexity into writing proposals. And it tries to, yeah, basically make people's ideas similar, like shoehorning, some people mention. And like, because projects and ideas are all like unique, it makes it difficult to write proposals. So, and that is the problem.
Yeah, I think I kind of understand what you mean. They all gotta use the same guidelines, and it depends on the guidelines, like how similar the proposals will turn out if many people do the same, follow the same guidelines. There can be some overlap.
And if there is an overlap that could be compared, and when you can compare, you will be able to give far better assessment on which proposal could have more impact in current circumstances. What do you think? Or is that a consumption?
You mean like you have a proposal and someone else has like a similar proposal?
Yeah, and maybe not even similar. Like, yeah, basically similar. Like, for example, me doing these mini proposal workshops and somebody else doing workshops about how, like, we have facilitators, like teaching people how to ask questions or like how to run a workshop. We do have different topics, but we both have to have some kind of tool to and call people together, have like a message to send out to get people into sending. We have to schedule time, coordinate with a lot of people we may not know. So these are all the things we all have in common, but it doesn't really show up when we currently read proposals. but well, technically it does, because that's the common sense, I guess, under that. However, yeah. So, but now all the proposers know that there is a common sense to run these things, and without them knowing how feasible or how hard this proposal is going to be on you. Like, because and one thing what we want to do is also make that once you get funded, you're also successful to complete it. So you don't under budget it. You don't forget some missing element, something important. And so we could, yeah, this helps then. Yeah, what we could, I'm glad we have a lot of proposals, probably like 500 proposals which did get funded but were not completed and maybe never get completed. So that is maybe that is the problem we are solving, that give the how to write it, because these are all the good things we notice. This is like, how could we use that information? But and that's problem one is.
So it's a problem that the funded proposals don't get finished, but how is it related to us? I mean, this workshop.
We had to make sure that the proposals which come out of this workshop are feasible to do. So, and maybe even introduce, that's a bit perhaps too crazy, but like for now, but like when proposal gets funded, the person who proposed it doesn't have to execute on it, because proposal is so well written, anybody could take a lead to do that. And like, if you write a good proposal, then that's the idea. Like, and project manager can take, okay, I will take this problem and this solution suggested and this plan how to do that and execute on that. But this is a problem. Maybe this is what we are doing is not actually the solution, but maybe there are a way to do a workshop or like this kind of discussion, have people coming around and to solve that through proposals. So we start with what caused the issue. What caused, like, technically there are two things funded proposals don't get finished. One thing is that the team is not capable or don't have resources to do that. But if team doesn't have the resources to do that, then it was caused of bad proposal, like they didn't. Yeah, I don't really want to write it capable. It's like like when again like targeting some people, but this is not the case. This is just maybe experienced. Maybe that's it.
Hey, you're just saying what's true.
Okay, fine. And maybe at least it's the same thing. Is capability and experience the same thing?
No, I don't think so.
Team is not experience, not enough. resources. And how do you call it? X factors are like these unplanned issues. Is there a word for that?
Unplanned circumstances.
Yeah, and actually, market changes. Oh, but yeah, everything. Okay, that's the point. That's yeah, like everything I'm now thinking, like a relationship failed in the teams go apart, or like all of this could be mitigated, not entirely. Okay, so the problem is that funded proposals don't get finished. I think this is actually not a problem when I now start to think about it. It's fine if some ideas are too ambitious, and let's fight that out, too ambitious. Or I don't know how to write it. And I think it's even fine that team is not experienced. So it's like educational or test of waters to grow up or in a way scale as a human person. But the problem is that let's go to details. So let's do some fact checking now. Oh no, not this. So I want to get the percent of how much innovation fund actually have these proposals unfunded. So we could have actually the number. My internal feeling is that is a horrible number, and this is where this kind of came up, but they never actually fact checked it, and this is something we made an area. Let's do some proofing. So before we dive into that, because I think we are onto something. Let's do some fact checking. Let's take the project calculus dashboard and look at, so how do we get the amount of, so these are all the funded completed proposals. There is, I don't know, where do I get the total? This is just the sum. $308 proposals funded. Okay. Proposals completed. And then how do I find out how many total proposals got funded? Fund 9, I think this is, yeah, let's start with old proposals, but not too old. I think people learned, we learned, but at some point, let's say, fund 5, this should be like all completed, but there is like huge pending amount. Okay. So we have total of 69 proposals funded. That is a total, so this number we may not actually need at all. 69 proposals funded. And then we filter how many got data, filter views, create new temporary filter, and let's see how many got completed. Actually, not that bad, I would say. 26 proposals are completed. Okay. Let's see how many are pending and active. So there are paused and they have been paused for reactivated. Oh my God, this. Okay, so there are, let's look at the end. So last time, only very few got reporting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months no reporting for many, and now recent August, that's even getting worse. There is a progress report here. Though. Let's check out what is doing Cardano IPFS. Marek Mahut. Oh, I know Marek. So what his problem is? How do I find out? Okay, this proposal ID. Let's get out. But do we want to go to that detail? Well, let's just check what's happening there so we can have some kind of understanding. I'm trying to find the progress reports. But well, it doesn't look like it is doing a progress report. Then let's then filter views. And let's start filtering by fund 5,000. I hate Google. What is happening? Because it has spaces in between. The first 2 rows are empty, that's why. Okay, then we unfilter. Let's take it from here. But it only works until the next phase. Okay, so the tools we have, this is another proposal. So whoever is a developer and watching this, we have a problem. We can't filter and find what's happening with project after these proposals. It's unfeasible to use those Google Sheets, which have so many small mistakes in. So if you have a solution, then join us in Fund 10 proposed. But advertising ended, so basically the problem is I can't actually find his proposal ID. Maybe he wrote something else in there. So we did watch Fund 5's proposals. What is that? Flutter SDK. Okay, so that's Fund 7. What is that? That's a Fund 7 proposal under Fund 5. My God, it's even worse. Now we have just like broken information. Universal tourism. Oh my God. Okay, so now, but okay, I'm actually not looking at the bottom. I should start watching from it. So yeah, maybe the past is broken, but let's look at something from Fund 5 here. Scale up DeFi. 。 and developer ecosystem. Well, that's a very close. This is one proposal IDs less. So what is that? Let's go back to here. Let's see. Ah, my bad. I copied the wrong row. Either way, there was issues. We found other issues. So this was actually, so they have a progress report, and the progress report is requests. So he has a tool what people use. This project is providing service, please see graphs. Okay. Okay. So you have a project what is doing graphs. Let's see how he wrote their proposal. Did they have any roadmaps? Because now I'm a concerned investor. 5 binaries. Hello. Well, that is a great team. So what does it take so long to have this kind of proposal funded? Do they have a roadmap? Detailed plan. Decentralized peer-to-peer. It's widely used within blockchain space. My thought concept. Where the data really is stored. This is problem we're trying to solve. The data is usually stored on a different nodes. So what are they doing? Let's start from here. We have built a community service. We archive all IPFS data that appears on Cardano blockchain for future generations. Okay, so they're making a backup of IPS. Data storage device is prone to disappear and last forever. They already store all IPS content on the Cardano blockchain. This would like to expand community service. Okay, we would like to ask funding. We predict associated this year is per survey, which totals a monthly subscriptions within monthly. We are asking funding to cover infrastructure cost only. The team blockchain first will provide the time keeping up and running a service to this incredible community. The funds will gradually be dispensed on a monthly basis as we deliver the service with cost of proofs shared testing. We will build the cluster service within 10 days of receiving funding. We aim 99% of clusters. And we predict 1 million unique visitors. We have asking for half-year funding, and we will provide uptime metrics to the community. We hope to extend funding in the future if the community is happy with our performance. Half year of funding. So 5 months of funding. And I don't know how much months is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So far, almost 2 years this project has been running, but they financed it for 5 months. So now the question is why? Because to me, it looks like this proposal is completed. They had the entire proposal was about to create the service and then run it continuously for at least 6 months. There is no plan of ending, how to close it, where else this kind of information can be seen. So, yeah, a great company in the Cardano ecosystem, building the best tools. But I still think this is a bit weak proposal. Like, it's hard to complete it. And they have no, probably it's because I'm on Blockfrost, but where would I find the dashboard itself? Or was it the plan? Because here is not written, but was the entire plan to start showing these metrics only through progress reports? And I think that is also not feasible. So
Yeah,
Dennis, what do you think?
Because the point of the proposal, of a successful proposal, is that you can always audit it. Not only the end reports, not only the fund end reports, but live reports.
Right now, okay, so we can look at this proposal progress right now because it has not completed, and so he's somewhat uncontractually obligated to send us progress reports, which of course almost they didn't do that for a long time too. But yeah, so should now the proposal actually even include a website or something where the progress reports will continue, if applicable, after they have closed the project? Because I think this proposal is completed. Like they wanted to provide service for 6 months, and they did that. Maybe they find now that this is a useful service they can provide through the company. People pay for that. Some investors paying for that, perhaps. I think it's a great service. So, but the proposal is completed. So, like there is, or at least I'm not, with this kind of skimming, I wasn't really able to read it out, the final conditions which are not yet met. And that's, I think, why funded proposals don't get finished. They don't have conditions to end the proposal.
Well, if I remember correctly, they said if the community likes what they're doing, then they will continue. But it seems like they didn't continue. Or did they make any new proposals in the next fund?
Yeah. Well, technically they are continuing because they just did this last month a progress report.
Okay.
And this is the report. But the thing is, it's coming through only here. And then we can look at the proposal, the conditions, what seems to be there, are completed. So it's just like creating a backlog of continuous data and things to watch, which shouldn't be there. Like there should be an archival mechanism or a way to finish up a proposal. So I'm not sure does this kind of issue apply to this proposal, but I will say that, like, okay, that these proposals should be completed, and it would have been better if the proposal would have included where these kind of progress reports will continue. If some people are interested to see that data, oh, look at what Cardano is doing. They're making a backup of IPF's content, and that's a cool analysis for researchers and block explorers, or who knows who. Anyway, so let's get back to here. Do we want to? No, we have spent 1 hour on this one, and currently I would say that I'm not gonna go into these progress reports because they are continuously sharing No, actually, NFT though. Let's get into this too. Yeah, in order to get the full detail, you technically would need to go to all proposals. But now I'm taking this proposal because it has so much progress reports. All the time something is being done. Oh no, even we are here. So, but yeah, let's see. But I say that I had a very bad proposal the first time I won. So no wonder I'm not completed. So what is their plan? Their plan is October 2022 Fund 7 payment. What? It's a Fund 9 honor. What you're doing? Develop a stage approach to tokenomics that will enable progression from simple to intermediate complex token incentivizations. Okay, cool. And then the roadmap is Fund 5 close, Fund 6 open. And then dev teams, you have some teams, you have monthly costs, which are 5,000. How much you ask? So we got 30,000. So you will last for 6 months, basically, if your monthly costs are 5,000. Yeah, and October 2021. That was a long time ago, and it's like a Fund 7 payment. Okay, so roadmap ends and has been ended for a long time. So what has been the last progress report here? What did I open? Honor contribution token. This. Lots of meetings. Distributed decision making, SIP, yes. The conference extending the deliverables to include documentation. What is happening? Is this a picture or is this a folder? Okay, that's a picture. Okay, let's read what they have been doing. Lots of meetings held to. Okay. Oh no, this is not good either. Oh my god. And then let's copy this. Oh no, let's copy. I can't even copy it. Put it in our board. Lots of meetings held through work, through the use cases of token and tools we will use manage the DAO. We are waiting on Cardano tools from other projects to be completed. But if they take longer than expected, we will need to use some other DAO tools to get this project completed. We have started the token minting process on testnet. Basically, they are waiting for other tools and they're waiting for other projects. And this means what we mentioned before, not well planned. Basically, they were either unplanned circumstances or just didn't think of the tooling they will need in order to do their own work. And so it doesn't matter is the person providing progress reports or if they are totally stopped doing progress reports. I will say all of these proposals are unsuccessful in completing them. There probably are few examples where they actually had a plan to go through 2033 and they're precisely laying it out why. But in order to save some time, let's not go through all of them. So 42 proposals failed. It's a rough number. And that is just Fund 5. this is basically the best fund because we took like 4 funds of learning how to do it and learning from others. So maybe the circumstances get better, but that's a yeah. Maybe let's just keep filtering and see what does a fund 6 provide us, because now we don't have to go into the proposals. Kind of, if it's not completed, then it's not completed. Looks like the assumption is quite right there. Okay, so we have 150. What's your thoughts so far? Did you find it interesting, or I'm misjudging?
No, I'm just following your thought process.
Completed. That's a pretty good. And 150. I have caps. Okay. Looks like Fund 6 actually has much better results, even though it was launched later. Just gonna quickly see how the Fund 7 is doing. But I'm not gonna take notes to the Mario board. So out of 217 proposals, 100 is completed. That's a pretty good number. It's like 40% is completed, and it's Fund 7. Here is like 45% completed, and it's Fund 5 or 6. And then we have, maybe the fade is a unknown trolley fade, much safer. less softer word. But Fund 5 was quite bad. So I don't. It's hard to kind of even do the calculation. Probably 30% something. So the number is that less than 50%. Less than 50% of the funded proposals finished on time or at all. Now copy that, make a better wording. Less than 50% of proposals funded proposals finish based on proposal roadmap. And this would be like a problem statement.
Yo.
Let's delete that. That is useless information. We don't use that.
Can't really argue with the facts.
Yeah, well, it's not. Yeah, I guess there probably are some other ways to say, but that is. So navigation is that the problem? Well, I think it is. Why is selected the problem a problem? Yeah, and technically, why it's a problem? So this is like, why didn't it get funded, and why is it not the problem? Yeah, let's do a quick brainstorm. I think this is an less than. But yeah, good question. Why is it the problem? Basically, wasting. We are
Wasting resources.
Yeah. And why is that the problem? Would be that resources are limited, can't go forever. If we would use that amount of resources for education or proposal workshops, then we would have a much better outcome of funded and finished proposals. And probably we would be able to progress faster and perhaps make it even sustainable, the things we do in the community. So how do you like that? We started with proposers not have experience to write the proposals. Then we had some quite brainstorming, and then we selected, at least in my mind, the selected proposals don't get finished. We ideated, why is it the problem? Then improved it. It's a bit of a fact. Okay, so the fact here is actually it's a return value of fund 5 and 6. We don't know all of them. So whoever looks at this, maybe let's just, but still less than half of the funded proposal finished. Yeah, I think it's still fine. Then why the selected is a problem? Yeah, we were quick in this one. We are wasting half of the resources. And this is actually already a problem statement. It is a statement. And let's look at now Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Let's mind ourselves what kind of needs this problem statement would solve or have effect. So psychological, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities.
Sure.
Yeah, let's say sure for now. Safety, esteem needs, prestige and feeling of accomplishments. Oh no, this actually it's vice versa. We should turn it around. Okay, I'm gonna do some small changes here. Okay, so self-actualization was achieving. That was, yes, esteem, prestige, and feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, it sounds pretty similar.
Yeah, we do get that here. Belongingness and love, intimate relationship, and friends.
Maybe not directly, but
Yeah,
but the community.
belongingness to the ones who get close-out reports on timely. But yeah,
Yep.
small, I would say. Let's put it 1, just to say that there is some fun correlations. Safety needs, security and safety. Okay, I'm now actually thinking, is Maslow hierarchy for solutions, not problems? Because the solution for this, like if this would be even less, then the safety would actually increase. So it's about safety, like saving the resources. Yeah, okay. Let's see what I would say. Oh, do you agree, or do you think something else?
Is safety saving resources?
Security. Well, if you know that you're gonna get paid for 1 year, so you can pay all your salaries, does it make you more secure and safe feeling compared to you don't know when the project ends, but the resources will finish.
So it's from the perspective. This pyramid is from the perspective of the proposer.
Yeah, that's a good. Like now, I'm actually wondering, maybe we cannot do the fit for problem statement. It's for solutions. From the bottom, hurry upwards, need the physical needs are lower down, and then our definition needs and growth needs. The original hiring needs of the money. So, yeah, where would we check needs? I think, do we need a solution? Like right now, yeah, I think we're doing it in the wrong place. So, yeah, something we learned again. And that's test transfer.
Yo.
Yeah, I would say that this actually should be for solutions, this thing. Somewhere there, but let's put this up and this down, because we can ask, do we need this solution for this problem, and then allocate the percent. But right now I feel like we were trying to, do we need this problem? No, we don't need this problem. Or, well, if you now look at in the eyes of what is the effect of this? Well, that's actually no, that's interesting. If we let's now turn it around and ask, what changes this problem will cause to the needs of a person? So I cannot really allocate persons. Well, I could allocate persons, but I should be measuring actually. And, or what we could measure it. So if we will say that change in needs person is interesting, then so I would say it would reduce the safety, like again financial safety, that half of everything you fund, all the proposals, half of them don't get finished, so only half of them will be completed. Are they going to bring impact? That's even that's a second problem. So yeah, so I would say yes on safety here. But now the question is self-actualization. So does having half of funded proposals not finishing change the self-actualization, achieving full potential?
Damn.
It's like, I don't know, is it like a motivation that you see that other proposals are succeeding? So it's, yeah, but it's not really related to the person who sees that problem. If he's part of that problem, then it actually, if he sees that, okay, half of the proposals was finished, I also did not finish, then it's like, okay, it seems like it's not a problem because majority also is not finishing along with me. But from the side of the who did get funded and also completed the proposal, he will be like, that's great, I'm better than half, I guess. But I'm not sure that really is relevant here. So maybe like 2% of change, and like it can be on any side, like yeah, basically 0% change then in a sense. So that can't really tell. What you think?
What do you mean by change in needs?
So, for example, in safety, I would say like, I don't know, 25%. Like in a sense that total of 100%, I can assume how much change is having any of this effect. Yeah, well, then it's pointed. Does it have effect or not? Okay, good point. Does it have any effect? And what kind of effect it has? Maybe you send that.
You mean the effect of the problem statement?
Yeah. And so in case of self-actualization, it's like not, well, yeah, not much. And
yeah,
it's 50.
It's 50-50. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, based on perspective, are you funded or not? Or are you funded and completed or not? Something else. Esteem, prestige and feeling of punishment. Again, it's the same basically.
Yep.
Love and belongingness. Yeah, would say that. Yeah.
Maybe it has a pretty big effect because if half of the proposals don't get funded, then we don't complete, then it's easy to fail and you don't feel so loved. It's feel left behind.
Yeah, that is actually a good point, because now all of these proposals have been there for months, not be able to complete, but that's another thing about communities. Like, who would be there to go and check like how we're doing? Can I help you? Like, there are not that many people who go through hundreds of proposals which are not yet funded and offer help to complete it. But yeah, but I think it would make perhaps increase if the amount of funded proposals would be less, because there are hundreds of not completed and such drag. Maybe if there would be only 1 or 2 or 5, maybe that would be like, oh, let's get these 5 people on board to the closing reports, and again on the funded, look, like, to the team of those who complete. It could, but it may not. But okay, so it does have, I think on safety, it has like a huge impact.
No one is safe.
With high failure numbers, stability is weakened. Weakened. Okay, let's see. Psychological, food, water, warmth, rest.
It seems similar to safety because you need work to take care of your psychological needs.
Would that then mean that it's psychologically this is actually a good thing because there is so much work to do because none of it is completed?
Yeah, it can be a motivating factor.
Yeah, again, yeah, and now the motivation comes if you are the least one who's still not completed, but everybody else are. But if like most of them are not completed, then you wouldn't care unless it's the start of the funding cycle and you're like, then you have the high expectation that everybody else gonna complete. Yeah, so okay, so that was an interesting practice. It didn't start off as perfectly as it started, but now it did get out some kind of thoughts which would have not thought about before about the problem statement. So this was 1 hour and 30 minutes on ideating on this. I think we should write it down that it's not actually 1 hour. Yeah, so we're gonna have like an average times there. Hopefully some other chapters take less time. So one thing we also wanted to do was to create an overview of once we get it done, the first chapter, or anything else you want to add, or feedback or an insight or something which is missing before we take the recap.
Well, first of all, this 90 minutes, I think like at least 30 minutes went to the investigation of the data. Is that like a recurring thing? Is that every time thing? Because you went pretty deep.
Yeah, that's a good point. Gonna write it down as a thought process because that probably is something you would want to check. And if you're unsure what kind of path of a problem you want to take, you may investigate or research several. Although this is also research, like, but yeah, it's like a investigation research of a proof of a problem proof. And I actually find it funny that you mentioned like this is a fact, and so it's a problem statement. But is a problem statement always a fact, or this is Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think it's interchangeable. Yeah, I'm not sure how much, but that's a good one. Anything else?
That pyramid of needs, I think it's pretty subjective because it depends on are you a positive person or negative. At least it seems like that to me. Is the glass half full or half empty?
Yeah. Or maybe the topic itself brought it up. And for example, yeah, no, because I know it's a problem, then it's always a negative thing. So yeah, you can, yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, okay, it's a problem. Yeah, then it should be negative.
Yeah, but problems can be, yeah, but it can be positive. Like something is always breaking, then you get the joy of fixing it. All right. So we concluded the first chapter with some insights. We started off with 4 problems. We tried to revert the different angles of problems we see, and then we pigeoned down like funded proposals don't get finished issue, but then we were more accurate, like to see that this is not actually a problem that not all the proposals get finished, but it is a problem if more than half of the proposals don't finish. And we did some other kind of investigating possible causes of that. But yeah, we finished up with a problem statement that less than half of funded proposals finished. Okay, so it's already funded proposals. Less than half of funded proposals do not finish based on proposal roadmap. And we had a bit of change in the Maslow hierarchy. Instead of percent allocations, we talked about what kind of effect this problem has on these people's needs. And in order to get the problem statement, we did some research in the Project Catalyst funded project dashboard and pulled out some Fund 5 and Fund 6 results of the proposals, are they completed or not, and also investigated into currently in progress proposals to check how they match it with proposal, because perhaps the proposal was planning to have the proposals running for years instead of months. But from the investigations, from the few schemes, it did look like the proposal failed to deliver based on the plans on the proposal itself. But this is where we ended up. I think that was a great practice. Maslow hierarchy needs some more experimenting, more testing, but it was gave another cool example and an angle to look at things. So yeah, with this, I conclude chapter 1. Let's move to chapter 2. And in the next chapter, you want to take your problem statement, make sure it is a problem statement, and think of a solution for this. Let's start, ideate on possible solutions, how can you solve it, and then select the best answer. focus on what you're going to do, make or change to solve the problem, and then explain what's unique about your solution and what value it brings to the Cardano ecosystem. If you are making proposals for some other ecosystem, other innovation funds, then change the target audience and you're good to go. How realistic, once we have the solution and it answers to the selected problem statement, then we can also look into how realistic it is. So we describe our impact, we explain how does it have an economic sense, and if there is any legal implications. And finally, how the presented solution, we explain how the presented solution solves the problem. Again, with the solutions, sometimes you will find into some theories or some assets. So there is a corner for these links and resources you are bringing into your solution. Any questions?
Not at the moment.
Again, I prepared as one solution for us. Implement workshops. And before we go into it, do you want to take a break? Like 5 minutes or so?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine too. Alrighty. Implement workshops that help participants create proposal and effectively communicate the objective to voters. So this is our current solution, which we are doing. This entire process we are testing right now is the solution. Do we want to change that? Is there something else we should be solving? Less than half funded proposals do not finish based on proposal roadmap.
Can we only have one solution?
Oh no, we can have as many solutions as we want. Now is the time to brainstorm more solution for this. I would say first thing what comes up is like can have a cleanup group. And what I mean by this is aka group who helps proposers to finish their proposals. So a team who just takes up the proposal, which got funded, which is still in progress, gets up to date with the proposers themselves in their team, and checks where are their problems, where they can help, and look to help them, find ways, find skills, what needed, or in case of issues, then help to write the closing report or a pivoting plan to change the course of the proposal. But I guess that has to be somewhat communicated with community. Another thing I think what could help here is what we mentioned before. Create a proper dashboard for community, see where each project it's stuck or is active.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is some maybe even maybe that's already gets negative. If you get like a news source which only looks at unfinished proposals and goes like a noise, like but I think this is not a good solution. So it would bring attention and put some heat under the proposers, but maybe that is not needed. I'd rather have a cleanup group who helps. Anything else what comes up in mind?
I was thinking about, I don't know if it's a direct solution, but maybe sometimes the best solution for the proposer is to guide him to another team that does the similar thing to him. Because, there are similar projects.
Yeah, quite similar proposals, projects to meet up and share solutions. And I would say this is similar to what I was thinking by establishing a team who helps proposers to finish the proposals. So one thing they could help with is to find similar projects and connect them.
Okay.
And what other thing is to actually outsource the skills needed or help close out the proposals. And by helping, that could be like interviews and basically guiding questions. And documentation. So these are the all the solution that I think could fit under that establishing a team.
Is that team us?
That could be anybody. But I wonder, do we want to do that? We can make a decision and start thinking about the proposals, how will we help others? What is our plan to pick up and help other projects which are still in progress? Or we stay to our current course of creating these kinds of templates, materials, videos about how to write a good proposal.
Maybe this cleanup team is more of a future thing.
Yeah, and maybe we don't need a cleanup team if the proposals are so well written that it's easy to complete them, execute on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is a much higher impact solution in this case. This is like temporary, but it's a fix to a problem which could be avoided by more planning, help before the problem starts, basically.
You're comparing the problems. I mean, you're comparing the solutions.
Yeah, And the last one, create a proposal dashboard. It's just to show that both of these things are needed. While this is saying that, yeah. So based on my understanding of this problem space and solution space, I would stick with the implementing workshops that help participate. This is a very clunky wording. I don't know what, maybe we could improve that. Not just workshops. We have gone beyond creating workshops. Create educational resources and coordinate workshops to help proposers write well-planned proposals.
So that sounds good.
Okay, you think so? Then let's stick with this solution. One thing I did want to mention about creating a dashboard, I did fail to mention or even test Live Donation's website. I'm just gonna drop the link to Project Catalyst. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I can skip some direction. And I'm gonna take it to here just to say that the dashboard, somebody else is already doing dashboard. So when somebody feels like, oh, that's a great idea, I know how to do dashboards, then check out Live Donation because they are already working on that. I think they are doing a great job. However, if you got their plans, perhaps you can partner with them and do something together. Let's do this link instead. Okay, let's select create educational resources and coordinate workshops to help proposers to write plan proposals. Focus on what are you going to do, make or change to solve the problem. Explain what's unique about your solution and what value it brings to the Cardano ecosystem. Oh my God. Well, I think we can take these things and this. And all like these notes we had before, like why final proposals don't get finished. And but oh no, maybe not. Let's see, unplanned second. What is unique? I'm not sure if it's unique that we help them to understand what is needed to write proposal.
Is it not? Are there similar proposals?
Actually, I'm not aware, but it doesn't sound unique. Okay, so this will reduce the risk of funded proposals which do not deliver on proposal expectations. Oh yeah, we could then still write it down like what we have in person meetings to teach to help write proposals. We have not in person, is this in person? Do you feel in person? We have online meetings.
Face to face.
They want to, yeah, I would still say to, but technically we are not helping to write proposals in this model we are doing. We are helping to ideate.
Yep.
Proposals.
We have another proposal for that.
Hell yeah. And that is actually a solution which could also help with the same thing, because then we write what should you do once you get funded, and then they, oh damn, I got funded. Okay, let's see what did the proposal says now to do.
Yep.
Explains what unique is. Anything more unique coming up that where we bring value?
What was the factor that had to be unique?
Explain what's unique about your solution and what value it brings to the Cardano ecosystem. Like unique in a sense, yeah. To me, when I hear unique, I'm thinking like compared to other solutions to this problem. Although this problem is probably not anybody else picking up, maybe they are. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, do we want to scope it down to the current proposals, or who do we compare with? Yeah. Do we compare it with other schools, educational schools? Everybody is invited to join. Can't go to school and say, hey, I want to study this. You have to register.
That's a good point. Also, you have this incredible Miro board setup. It's like visual, and it applies to every proposal. That's unique, I hope.
Miro board setup for visual guidance. Yep, I haven't seen that one. That's a good point. Perhaps then modular approach for educational material. Maybe it's not that unique, but there is still like an idea behind that. You don't have to do a problem statement ideation if you have a problem statement and just want to work on solution, or you actually all have that, but you never really thought about what to add what to say about teams and roles, and then you just take chapter 4. But that's in the case of a modular approach. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to word it better, or think we are doing great here? Great. So we have a problem statement. Less than half of funded proposals do not finish based on proposal roadmap. Create an educational resources and coordinate workshops to help proposers to write well-planned proposals.
Let's go.
Okay. And Does this solution answer the selected problem? I would say yes. So how realistic is the solution? Describe your impact. I think this we already mentioned here. Solution reduces risk of funded proposals which do not deliver on proposal expectations. So the impact is basically more resources towards progress. I don't know how do I call it?
Oh, by the way, you have the stats from the last funds when we did the mini proposal workshops, and how many got funded and such, and how successful was it? That is a realistic solution to show that it works, or is it not?
Okay, so you mean that we can describe our impact with the previous results?
Yep.
And our previous results were, I think we wrote it in closing reports.
I think so too.
Check. Yeah, basically what we can do, I guess, is let's copy that link here. Sources and proofs, and proving that we have something here. Actually, I don't know, do we have anything here? I could have actually copied it from there. But anyway, so we had around 25 participants. We facilitate the creation the proposal outputs videos from session. We tracked 7 proposals. We could not capture water wallets. We did not focus on onboarding proposal assessors. Unclear how much insight these workshops gave. Okay, so this is a challenge KPIs, but the proposal KPIs. So the impact is that 2 proposals got funded. But now, when we look at the problem statement, less than half of funded proposals do not finish. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. Then let's go back even further. Because this is all fund 6, right? Or no, this is fund 9, I think. We got funded fund 7, but we are doing fund 9 proposals. I'm just gonna open one up and see what this is. Yeah, fund 8. So let's see. Let's go back even deeper. Fund 6. Fund 6. So both of these are fund 6. One was the material. Okay, so now we have fund 5 proposal statistics. But we don't have, and then we have to go into this stuff. Okay, fund 7 is the all the proposals which got in. But the problem with the fund 7 are actually even more. I don't know which one I didn't track. So that is a new thing to do, to track which got funded. Well, we are doing that now, we just didn't do it the first time. Right, yeah. So Also to track 9 proposals, average score proposals, best score proposal, identify issue proposals, average amount. So in order to see the impact, we need to go and find all these proposals now. Okay. So what is that? And where do I find it then? I think I have to go back to innovation fund. Here we can't really, because we can say other impact that the proposal assessor score is increasing and it's even better for the ones who are doing, which was our target before. But now in order to have an impact on, measure the impact, we could actually see this thing got funded. Maslow, Cardano, Fund 7, Enchanting Reporting. I can close that. Do you feel like you can help me to find if any of these things got funded? So I open the proposal. Technically I don't have to open the proposal either. So what I have to do is here we get the name from this Excel, and I'll send you a link.
Okay.
And then you go into this Excel. I'm gonna send you another Excel. And here you will open the Fund 7 tab. We put it in a shares. Not the link to shares, but the title to shares. And the shares, if this is here, if it is, then if you can find the name, it means it got funded. So this proposal got funded. And then we see if it's pending or not. So this proposal is pending and it's not showing progress reports. Secret text. I know you. Why are you slowing down? Automated self-reporting. Automation doesn't seem to work last 5 months. All right. Anyway, so technically this shows that we got that there was a funded proposal, but we had no impact on that one. So currently this speaks against us. One funded, one failed. Well, it's hard to say it's failed though, it's because it's just Fund 7 and we have had only like 6, 7, 8, 9 months, but it's a small proposal, so we'll see.
It got kind of lost there.
Anyway, so basically, I was just lost in my train thoughts. What we do is from this link, from the first Excel, you take a proposal name, you copy it, and then you on the second you shears for that name. Maybe you did some words. If you can't find it, it means that proposal was not funded. Then you take another one, you copy it, you shears it. If you find something, then check if it's completed or not. If it's not, then this is the number we want to know. Or if it is, then we know we have an impact.
Shouldn't we do the other way around? Copy from the mini proposal workshop and search there. We copy the title from the mini proposal sheet and we search at the funded projects.
Yeah, but not sure. Right now we are checking if these proposals, which were in the mini proposal version, are they still in progress if they got funded? And they found another one. And failed. And this technically doesn't matter. I'm almost completed. Unless you want to do the fund 8. I'm doing the fund 7 right now. So another one.
Okay.
So far, it looks like I'm actually the problem cause. Like I help to get funded, or maybe not directly. But yeah, it's hard to kind of say. But none of them has completed. The fact that I'm trying to find Conma Labs completed. But now I don't know is it Conma Labs or what kind of Conma DA. Maybe he had Conma DA or Conma Labs. So
Dang.
doesn't matter.
I still don't understand.
It's okay. I finished. So basically what I got now was 3 proposals which got funded through mini proposal workshops in Fund 7. Not true, but related to, I guess, we had a session or an educational workshop. None of them has finished the proposal. So statistically, we have 0% impact on getting people closing reports, but it is Fund 7, so there is that that thing. Another thing we can look at, it's like the data set is too small. So because if we would have gotten 1 closed report project, we could already say 33%, which is crazy. So I'm gonna just say then currently.
So you're looking. As I understand, you are looking for the proposals that completed their mission.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did it for Fund 7 proposals, and 3 of them were funded, but still in progress.
So they take longer to complete? Or?
No clue. And it's been 8 months, I think, or so. So, and we're funded 7 months
ago.
But then again, if you think about it, then it still has some kind of impact. So our impact has been that several proposals did got to the stage of funding, but now when we look back at how we did the workshops, then we never really got like to talk about these other chapters in depth. We always ideated on the problem and solution sets. Yep. And only described others. So it's been difficult on that front. I think that was a good exercise to still go through and see how is the exact impact looking like, and now and how to kind of start measuring it. How does it make economic sense that we create educational resources? Oh, it makes sense. Basically, that's the same thing. More resources towards progress. Well, no. Well, I mean, this is not a good wording, so let's make it better sounding. it costs less to educate people to write proposals than pay people to start
that
cost less to educate people to write proposals compared to starting a project which will not be finished.
To write successful proposals, or
well-written proposals are easier to successfully complete, like this. Well-written proposals cost less to successfully complete.
Yeah, sure.
So if you spend like 10 minutes to write the proposal, then you're gonna have just far more harder time to kind of execute on that. And you may actually have forgotten, because the way the funding cycle works, and you made a proposal which is like mediocre, and then 4 or 5 months later you get funded and you're like, okay, I'm gonna deliver on what exactly? You have a solution and maybe it may make no sense, and like you had people helping you to write the proposal. So that's another thing. Where is the risk actually? I thought I'm just gonna write it down just because I know later we need it anyway. So the risk of helping to write proposals is that once proposal gets funded, the proposer may not know how to execute on the proposal, even though the idea is that you have the full plan, what you need, what to do, but it doesn't say how to do it, because it doesn't say how to do it. So there is that risk. And then you would need the cleanup team to say, oh, okay, you got proposal funded, but you don't know how to do it. But don't worry about it. You got the people to do that. Yeah. And then the proposer is simply a person who is able to clearly understand what community needs and what it would take. But how to do it is like, it's somebody else's problem, I guess. And what are the legal implications? Do you have any idea?
Legal implications.
Maybe some IP issues, like intellectual property.
Legal implications concerning what?
So concerning that we are creating educational resources and coordinate workshops to help proposals. Yeah, or yeah, I wonder. I think not applicable. Maybe I'm just gonna leave it a small one, because I'm not sure where the IP issue will come up. Like perhaps in a sense that when we have a workshop and it's live and the person doesn't understand that we say that we'll upload it to YouTube means we actually gonna show everything you're gonna show, unless you say otherwise. So, and then he has some maybe company secrets he's sharing, or the worker is doing some ideation with us without knowing that he actually has a non-disclosure with his boss who sent that person to learn how to do proposal with us, and then shares the secret sauce of how the business or what kind of solution they're trying to ideate. But I think that's very, very specific. So.
That's interesting though. That is a possibility.
I'm gonna put not applicable more. Okay, so that thing is this because we don't really need the. Well, we can put the proof. We can put the proof in a sense that we can link to here. And then we're gonna link to here. And we can, now we can. So this is for these links. And all right, last question about this is how to presented solution solves the problem. How it solves the problem. Okay, so here we can answer these or not. Okay, so no, we have been only discussing about it, but we never actually wrote it down, I guess. No. Okay, so how to present a solution solves the problem. Proposal includes all the required elements to start project planning.
You mean the workshop?
Yeah. The education material includes all the required elements to start includes all the required elements to create a proposal which can be used to start project planning, project execution. Maybe like this.
No, that's nice. That's good.
Includes guides how to plan a proposal, roadmap, and closing conditions. Proposal completing conditions. Any more ideas?
Let me think. Yeah, I think I don't have any more ideas.
Okay, but I think we did fine. All right. I'm gonna just rewrite them in a different color so that we have indication of this. Okay. Any feedback about this or any learnings, key takeaways you have from this chapter? Perhaps I come back to that question then, and I will create a recap, and then I ask again. so that it could be included in the intro video or then the guide video we're making out of this huge raw stuff. So with this, we conclude chapter 2. And we looked at what solutions we need. We brainstormed out 3 of these: have a cleanup team, have a dashboard, or continue with what we are doing right now as implementing workshops and creating educational material. We refined the solutions this time to create educational resources and coordinate workshops to help proposers write well-planned proposals. And then we looked into what does this solution do and looked into what unique it can have. If anybody found, and of course we look at other solutions too, like where they could lead. Once we got to select the proposal, we checked into how realistic they are. We described the impact. We went into detail to find exact measures for currently how these workshops have been running, but due to the low amount of results and not actually all good results, then based on like 3 funded proposals who we have helped with the mini proposals, or at least have slight impact, what did get funded, but none of them in Fund 7 have been completed yet. Perhaps not yet enough done. Didn't go into detail of where their progress are, but we're thinking that with this kind of, previously we actually didn't have the requirement to make them closed reports. We just wanted to increase the feasibility and understanding of the proposals. But this time we can change our call-post a little. We did look at how much economic sense it has, and it really felt that it made sense that well-written proposals are cost less. Proposals cost less to successfully complete, and it costs less to educate people to write proposals compared to starting a project which will not be finished. So all the overhead which goes into unfinished proposals or not well-planned proposals takes resources. And if we could have a better plan at the start, we probably will find us spending less resources to solve problems we did not think about. And then we ideated on some legal implications. I would say not applicable, but there was a weird situation where IP issues could come up. And how to present the solution, how the presented solution solves the problem. That was our final question. We honed it into the educational material itself, that it has all the required elements to start executing on project. And another one like a clear proposal roadmap and with the completing conditions, so it's actually easier to finish the proposal. When I did the impact shearing, and I linked some proofs of what data I used to do that. Any key learnings, Tõnis, about this chapter?
Well, nothing amazing. It's just that discussing these things is nice. Getting more perspective from different people.
Yeah, I did like how realistic is the solution ideation, and like especially describing your impact and like getting into like data of what we have been doing. Have we had any impact so far on that particular problem? No, but have we? But can we change that measure? I think that, and I think it's impactful to kind of to alter the state of how many proposals actually finish once they get funded. And I can totally visualize the impact on economical viability here.
Yep. And also our project as a compound impact. The more longer we work, then the bigger impact will be visible.
Yeah, because while we're creating, because again, this is a test run. We are testing the way how could we ideate the good proposals, set up a good example, and if that example starts working, and then we find some pieces, okay, this question wasn't that well, perhaps we read it and that, change some stuff around, guide us to write good proposals. And I think this is all kind of like, it does have a compounding effect. All right, so with this, we conclude chapter 2, solution ideation. Let's move to the last chapter of today. Yes, let's pin it down that this took us 16 minutes, which was pretty good. So let's see if we can do the proposal title ideation faster. So in this chapter, in this third chapter, we are gonna work on proposal title, and we will look if we want to have some do the proposals want some branding. Not all the teams think the same way, that when you have a big proposals, you can actually target different. You can even target the same problem statement, but with different solutions or slightly different problem statements, but they still all is an umbrella of a project, bigger project or a cause you want to have. And sometimes it's worth to have something connecting in the proposal title, the branding name, group name, something what ties in together these different proposals you have. So when we get into this, first box asks us to copy paste the problem and solution statement from previous session or previous chapters, and that is a good. This is gonna be our North Star in the sense of what title we are even gonna do. So if you are part of a team or organization, you can include your team name or to help people track your proposals, example, dream team, Cardano voting tool. but only if there is enough space. If not, then include your team logo icon is another way to link your proposal together. Yeah, I'm just basically reading it. Dennis, I think you can cut this off because I just repeated myself. I didn't know I had the same thing written on sticky. Yeah, the first question. Are you going to have more than one proposal what are related to each other? We could be very specific of what do we do. So we are taking agenda of like sustainable development related proposals or technical proposals or community proposals or some like category or an area where we help to create educational resources. So far we have been pretty general. What you think?
But we have one more proposal. We have the writing thing as well.
Yeah, true. Although they were standalone, so we didn't put them together. So, but yeah, that's a fair point that we may have proposals together. So in current circumstances, we're not gonna have more than one proposal. We're gonna finish this, and if we're gonna make more proposals, we can always come back and combine them. So in current cases, we go with the no, write down as many proposal names you can come up with related to current proposals. And yeah, reminder, voters see this in the voting app even without opening a proposal. So it's same as the problem statement. Let's ideate. I'm down to continue with what we have. Proposal options. I'll call it as it is. Maybe science does get without not too many anymore. right. Do you think you can squeeze something else out?
I guess it's all good.
Okay. I'm gonna give you now, stay on. I think you had an idea. Looks like you left Myrobor to grab some resources. I'm gonna wait on you, because if you have something to add, then before I start the voting,
I'm back.
Okay, so no new names.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna start it, and then we have 2 minutes to vote. But the way let's do voting is that select one name and give it 3 points, then select second name and give it 2 points, and then select third name and give it 1 point. Did you understand? Any
Yep.
question? Okay. So
So 5 points in total, right?
6.
6, yeah, okay.
All right. If you have finished, there is a button there, perhaps end voting or something. Oh.
Yep, I pushed the I'm done button.
Okay. So okay, it does say green to me, but it asks me do I want to add more? So I guess I'm just gonna close it. Let's see results.
Yeah.
I see. Interesting. So with this, the last drop I had, proposal ideation service, I thought like, that's tank one. Looks like our previous name has synced into us for now, but there are new fighters. So no, David, I'm not sharing screen of the results. So we just had the 3-2-1 vote, and we ended up still using mini proposal workshops. Once all of this is done, and you will be ideating on more ideas. So while you're doing more chapters and you're like, oh, this is what we are doing, you can always come back here, add a new name to this, and to the table, add more stickies. So that would you get the best possible proposal name for your proposal. Currently, we will continue with mini proposal workshops.
The classic.
Classic. Chapter 3, proposal vitalization, is concluded. This time we were not using any brand name, so we did ideate on that, but we brainstormed a few proposal names. We did some voting, 3-1, and ended up with mini proposal workshop. Still, if we had more people, it may be changed. Those who have not yet been in sync with the same name over almost a year now. But any key learnings from this quick chapter?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think to me the key learning was that is much faster step. So it almost felt like it doesn't even validate its own its own
Section.
chapter. Yeah, exactly. But we spent here 15 minutes, probably maybe 15 minutes more if brand name would have been needed. And now, of course, there is a question. The name ideation. And probably even more if more people would be in here. But maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, that was quick one. Probably these will take more time discussing if more people are involved. So that is actually a cool point also to discuss, that 2 people. So these are metrics of 2 people.
Also,
yeah,
it was easy for us because we have already it's already an established name and the proposal.
Yeah, good point. Already have made proposals about similar problem and solution. What is this N? Oh no, I selected a stick and tapped N, and now it's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, well, too bad. Well, but today we have completed our workshop. My friend Dennis will now put his editor map on instead of resourcer. Cut off 3 videos for us to look at, to go through again how to do the chapter 1, 2, and 3, and what would be the expected results. Of course, all the raw material will also be uploaded to the Swan session, so those who are interested in understanding of the ideating process and joining us the journey of figuring out how to use our own templates to make the proposal and ideate on improving that. And this is then you are welcome to join us in that journey. The next session will be next week, same time, 11 UTC AM. And then we will take on chapter 4, 5, 6, and 7. Thank you for watching.